What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. This is Joe. I'm here with the Specialist of Nothing, where we talk about pretty much everything and anything. I am here with my two friends, Frank and Danny. You guys want to say what's up?
What's up? What's up?
What up? Oh, you and the double what's up again.
Oh, the double what's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
way to hit him with it, Shy.
You know.
All right, so today's topic is going to be the Mandela Effect, which personally, myself, I've never heard of before. So this is going to be fun. I've read a couple of the things and it looks pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree. I did not know what it was at all. I've had a couple people actually tell me what it was and say, hey, you guys should talk about this on the podcast. So we made it a thing. This is the first, I'll say this is the first topic that listeners have told us that we should make, that we actually made into something. So this is for you guys.
Yeah. So I've heard about the Mandela Effect for a while, and it's crazy the amount of things that actually are considered a Mandela Effect. So for those of you who don't know what a Mandela Effect is, Frankopedia over here is going to give you a nice little synopsis of what that is.
All right, so the Mandela.
When you're done, tell them why it's called the Mandela Effect.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Mandela.
That's the most important thing.
No, I got you. So the Mandela Effect is an unusual phenomenon where a large group of people remember something differently than how it actually occurred. So conspiracy theorists believe that this is proof of an alternate universe, while many doctors use it as an illustration of how imperfect memory can be sometimes. Nelson Mandela, who this theory is named after, died in 2013. However, countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. But his death isn't the only example of the Mandela Effect. We've been wrong about so many dates, details, and more. So we're going to kind of get into all of those tonight.
Real quick, before we get into this, because you know that I love it, and you mentioned the word conspiracy theorists, I have also had this theory for a long time with the Mandela Effect being, proof of like an alternate universe where other things in that universe. Don't shake your head, Frank. I didn't ask you anything.
Just because you're misunderstanding something from a movie or a scene or anything, that doesn't, how does that mean?
Right,
anything?
I see it more as I agree. I see it more as like where doctors like say it's more of like an imperfect memory, because
but it's
proof of an alternate universe. And I'm for some conspiracy theories, but proof of an alternate universe, like how does that prove that?
Because
it's here, Danny.
In the multiverse, everything is happening simultaneously.
I'm sorry, what is the multiverse?
The multiverse, yes.
What is that?
Are we talking about Marvel?
No, we could talk about
I thought he was talking about Spider-Man for a second. I was like, what is the multiverse?
The multiverse is like an infinity amount of universes, all, for lack of better description, all in a marble, and they're all lined up in like rows and columns. And everything that's happening on this earth and this planet in your life is also happening on another planet, or galaxy.
Oh, what, like a parallel timeline?
Yes, exactly. Well, an alternate universe for that matter. So things that we remember here, hold on, like for instance, Nelson Mandela. Everyone thought that he died in prison in the 80s. How are you going to say thousands and thousands of people were wrong on that when he died in 2013 after he got out of jail?
Because thousands and thousands of people compared to the billions of people on Earth, it still isn't that many. And
right, but it's one thing to convince two people. It's another thing to convince.
It's just a lot of people that weren't paying attention.
I'm gonna bring up the first one then. So like you're gonna say that because I when I found this one out, I was shocked. But then the Monopoly Man's monocle. So
the lack of a Monopoly Man.
So they say that for decades, people say that they confused it and said that the Monopoly Man had a monocle, which is like that little one eyeglass thing, like that the Mr. Peanut guy has. But that's where people confused it, and they said that that's who actually had it, and the Monopoly guy never had it. I always thought he had one. They even mention it in Ace Ventura.
In Ace Ventura, right?
Yeah, like
knocks the guy out and wears them.
Yeah, and so like
you cannot go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
So like but that's a perfect example. So what? You're telling me that means that there's an alternate universe where there's some Monopoly Man that has a monocle?
I'm just saying. All right, so this is similar to,
you know what I mean? Like it doesn't prove that. It proves more about the memory thing.
Listen, I didn't say that it was proof. I'm just saying that Well, that's my belief. I also feel that this is a very similar situation when it comes to deja vu. We're not going to get into deja vu too much right now, but when you have deja vu, think about it. You feel like you've been there before. You feel like you've been in the situation, and you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen or what had happened, but it's
So
never
what are
happened
you-
before because you're in that moment right then and there.
So what are you saying, that like when you have deja vu, it means that you're connecting with this other universe of where someone else that's you is
Yes.
doing the same thing somewhere else at another
Yes.
time, or like
You
whatever?
ever see the movie Deja Vu?
No way.
With
That's-
fucking Denzel Washington.
Denzel
That's like-
Washington,
Great movie.
fucking amazing.
But that I have not seen that. But that's like saying our minds are like connected like a telephone wire, and that's why we
All of our
accidentally
minds are
accept calls.
connected, dude. Think about it like this, real quick. If
My
you're
mind is
thinking
not
about
connected to anybody else.
Yeah, for real.
Joe, hear me out. Joe, if you're thinking about, let's just say your aunt, right? You're thinking about your aunt all day for whatever reason. You're thinking about her. And then the next day she calls you out of the blue. And you're like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. That's because we're all connected.
No,
And
there's
for
a
her
word
to
for
just-
it. That's called
Coincidence?
Thank
There
you.
is no
Thank
such
you.
thing as
There's-
coincidence.
That's why
Was
that's
that
a
a
word.
Coincidence?
No. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll get its own episode.
Back to what you were saying about the Monopoly Man and his monocle or lack thereof monocle. Another really good example is, and this is
Wait,
something
did you guys think he had one too?
for a while.
You know what? I never thought about it up until I just looked this up, and I could have sworn he did have a freaking monocle.
No,
And it kind of does blow my mind a little bit.
what I found funny before, he goes, we were talking about Curious George not having a tail. He goes, what? Curious George didn't have a tail.
There's no way Curious George don't have a tail. Actually, I looked it up, and he really does not have a tail.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So
Which is like crazy, but like you think he's a monkey. Monkeys have tails. Why was Curious George, who's
Because
like the
he's
monkey of
actually-
monkeys,
He's a
Yeah.
chimp.
Not
He's
have a
not
tail.
a monkey.
no, but
Chimp,
see, and this
monkey.
is funny because the definition
don't
thing
have
that I
tails.
read, Danny's gonna love this one, but it says a lot of people that even claim to remember seeing him use his tail to swing from the trees because he's
which
a
he
monkey.
has.
If you look up pictures from Curious George right now, you'll see that he doesn't have a tail, meaning that you either memory made the whole thing up, or you've like drifted into a parallel universe.
There you go. When you're asleep, your brain just gathers information from every different universe that there is where you're a spirit on it. I don't know.
No
What
way.
the fuck ever.
No way.
Yeah.
How about I like that the one because I've always said Sex in the City, and it's actually Sex and the City.
Yeah, you would.
But yeah, a lot of people.
I mean, I knew that it was Sex and the City.
That's
I didn't
because
know
you
that.
watch it religiously, Joe.
Do you? You're a big fan.
Can't help it when my girlfriend's obsessed with that show, man.
See, my
Loves
sister
it.
used to
I've seen
watch
both
it back in the
movies.
day.
It's actually pretty good.
My sister used to watch it back in the day, and I'm not gonna lie, like I've seen episodes. I don't think it's a bad show or anything. It's like not my
Some
type of show
hottie
to watch on
milfs.
my own.
Interesting.
Frank.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like Samantha's not bad, but no,
Not bad, bro.
I'm not like I haven't seen every part of it, but like I always thought it was called Sex in the City. I didn't know it was Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
Well, yeah. So even though we've brought up a couple already, one of the ones might have been one of the ones we brought up. But what was like one of the ones that like blew your mind, Joe?
Honestly, the Jiffy peanut butter.
Jif and Jiffy? Yeah.
Jif or Jiffy? Did you know that there was a Jif or a Jiffy? Which one did you think it was?
See, I
So-
knew
Without telling the answer, what do you think it is?
I knew it was Jif peanut butter, but I feel like if someone said Jiffy, I wouldn't have like picked up on it to like.
Right?
you
We
wouldn't
were
have
just like,
batted
oh
an eye
yeah,
on
Jiffy
it.
peanut
Right.
butter is the best. And then that guy's like, idiot, it's Jif.
So I remember it being Jif, but I used to always get it mixed up with Skippy peanut butter. So I would
Yeah,
mix them
that's where-
together and I
Yeah.
would say, oh, Jiffy peanut butter? Yeah, but it's really Jif peanut butter
Jiffy and,
and
Skippy,
Skippy
together.
peanut butter.
Jiffy.
Which is funny because Jif, J-I-F, is not how you would pronounce G-I-F as a GIF, but people pronounce it Jif and GIF. And that's probably not a Mandela effect, but at the same time, that's got something to do with it.
Yeah.
Um,
What a weird name. Now that I think about it, Jif peanut butter.
who came up with
It almost doesn't even sound right. Jif peanut butter. Jiffy sounds so much better.
Jiffy does, but then would it be Skip peanut butter or still Skippy? Are we just flipping things?
You know
around?
what? Skip peanut butter is also kind of weird, man. I don't think I can say that. I like this Skippy.
What do you want, Jiffy or Skip? Jiffy Skip.
Jiffy Skip. I want Jiffy.
So actually, Joe,
Dude, there's
because
so many of these Mandela things,
there
man.
are.
And some of them like literally blow my mind. Actually, it's funny. I feel like the Mandela effect is just like a term made up to confuse you. So it's like the Mandela effect. So it's like, oh, okay. Did you know? Oh, so here's a good example. C3PO. He's not all gold.
That
Yeah,
was mind-blowing
well,
to me.
that's
But
I'm
like
another
a
one.
he
Star
is
Wars fan.
all gold. He doesn't have a
No.
silver leg.
No, he does.
I think what I read is that it references that in the beginning when he was first introduced, he had like from below the knee
His
like
right
a silver
leg.
plate on his right leg. But I'm
No,
pretty sure throughout all the movies, he's all gold.
no.
I even
So
have an action figure of him, and it's an all gold action figure. So why would they do that?
I would
That's
see that's what's
true.
funny. So ready for this? It says many Star Wars fanatics recall C-3PO being completely gold and were greatly thrown off upon discovering that he supposedly had a silver leg the entire time. A lot of memorabilia,
Supposedly.
a lot of memorabilia doesn't even feature the silver leg. Needless to
doesn't.
say, it was a surprise to fans who have seen the film so many times yet never noticed the distinct feature in the popular character.
You
I
gonna
am
go
one of these
make me
fans
watch
that I
all the
was
Star
like when
Wars
I
movies again?
But that's what I was gonna say. I just went back and like looked at pictures, and I went on Disney Plus and picked out like I think
He
it was a
really
Mandalorian
does, though. He
red
has a
one.
silver fucking
And
thing, man.
yeah, and when you look at the pictures and you go back in the movie stuff, he has a silver leg,
It's
and
crazy.
nobody notices it
Wait,
the whole
all right,
time.
but is it just like the first three?
No, he always
It's
has.
No,
all of
it's
them?
apparently it's all of them. Yeah, everything I've looked
That's
up with
weird,
it,
dude.
he's got
My
a
buddy
silver
Nick-
leg, man.
My buddy Nick is a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm gonna be super surprised if he knows this because even the action figures that I had as a kid, C-3PO is all gold.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm
I
saying. So
wonder
like,
why.
yeah, I don't know, but it's a surprising thing that like,
So
yeah, I mean,
now
it's obviously because like Anakin built him and he was, in a junkyard and this and that, so he had to find whatever
he
parts.
had,
Like,
yeah.
so that's why it had to be like probably made that way in the beginning, and then as he went on, like whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
So another thing I have with Star Wars, I'm sure now that we're aware of it, but when there's the scene from the film where Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are fighting, Darth Vader doesn't say, "Luke, I am your father," which everyone thinks that's the line because it's quoted numerous times in people's lives.
So
all
what
the
is
time.
it then? Because I don't even
He
know
said-
about this one.
He
So
actually
Luke
says,
and Darth Vader are having a conversation as Luke is hanging from this fucking death trap, whatever the hell it is. I don't know why they're having a conversation now. But Luke says, "No, you killed my father." And Darth Vader says, "No, I am your father."
yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's
He
crazy.
doesn't actually say, "Luke, I am your father." He says, "No, I am your father." Yeah, that's a true one too.
It's funny
This is
because-
one that I actually knew about though.
Everyone's like, "Luke, I
This
am
is
your
messing
father."
me up, man.
But it's no, I am your father. Even the way he says it and the way
Mhm.
that we say, "Luke, I am your father," it's totally different. I sound
Yeah,
like Arnold
no,
Schwarzenegger when I said that.
I never knew it was called the Mandela Effect, but I always knew that was something that like people just quoted wrong because like I'm very big on quoting movies and like when somebody quotes it wrong, it just always like gives me like a pet peeve tick. I don't know for some reason, but that was always one that I just always knew in general. But like, yeah.
Speaking of movies, in Silence of the Lambs, 1991. What the fuck is the guy's name who plays him? It's blowing my mind right now. Hannibal Lecter, but what's the guy's name? Anthony Hopkins.
I was
Hopkins.
waiting because I just wanted to see how long it was going to take.
Yeah, I think he's retarded or something. Everyone thinks that this quote unquote saying is "Hello, Clarice. It's good to see you again," but he doesn't say that.
So wait, I don't know what he says good morning.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Good
How do
morning.
you mess
Clarice.
that up, though? How do all
Yeah, I
these
didn't know
people
that.
confuse that?
You know what it is? I think it's because, and actually I read something that because there's so much information in the movie and you take it all in, but not by detail. It's all gathered together. So when you do think of a specific scene, you're also thinking of other scenes as well, subconsciously. Like, for instance, in the movie Risky Business, Tom Cruise wears sunglasses in a bunch of other scenes. But in the one famous scene where he slides across the wooden floor in his socks, underwear, and a t-shirt, he's not wearing sunglasses. But yet you will see dozens of fucking sorority girls wearing that costume
With
on
glasses,
Halloween.
Well,
man.
They have
I don't think that's
glasses,
just
the high
because of that
socks,
scene
the white
though.
shirt, and the underwear.
I don't think that's just because of that scene though. I think that in particular is because you're more like you're on Halloween trying to
Well,
be
for
the
the
character from the
accessory,
whole
yeah.
movie and like you know what I mean? Exactly. It's just something extra for your costume.
But
But like I get it
this
when
is what I'm
people are
saying.
like doing that scene, like you're making a TikTok and you're doing that scene or something like that, and they're wearing the sunglasses or something like that, then yeah.
Right. But because everyone wears the sunglasses with the outfit on Halloween, that's now making people get into the Mandela
Yeah.
effect and be like, oh, he had sunglasses during that scene. And they think that when he didn't.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
That's some shit.
I hear that one. So how about this one? I know taking a movie's turn, but for animated, Snow White, the queen never actually says mirror, mirror on the wall.
This is another thing that blew my mind.
I know
Yeah.
for the longest time. I mean, Joe and I both worked for Disney back in,
Bro,
I was there
I'm
2011.
obsessed.
Wait,
Joe,
you
when
were
were you
Disney
there?
too? I didn't know that, Joe.
I made him
I knew
go.
that Danny worked
Oh
there.
yeah, I
Yeah.
made him go.
Really?
I freaking showed him the way.
I didn't know that.
This is the way. Yeah. Joe, when did you go? You were there 2006? 2009?
No, I graduated 2007. I was there the next year, like 2008,
2008?
2009. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So and then that's when I met Joe when he came back, and he was
Right.
like, he's telling me all about it. I was like, I gotta fucking go. So I signed up for the program and I went. And Joe and I can vouch that was probably the best time of my life.
Best times of my life, man.
It was
That's awesome.
incredible.
That's awesome.
Both Joe and I being a huge Disney fan, Frank, you as well, I'm sure. Yeah, the Snow Queen doesn't say mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all. Frank.
Yeah, well, she actually says magic
you-
mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
So this is something that like I wouldn't say because I'm not like I'm a Disney fan, but I'm not a huge Disney fan. More so now in the last few years since I had kids, especially since I have two girls. I
And
have
Disney
seen
Plus.
like Snow White and Cinderella and stuff like that. And yeah, with Disney Plus nowadays and everything available, Moana is still my favorite. Like, even though she's not technically considered a princess, she's still my favorite princess.
She
But
counts.
Yeah, I did
Then
not
does
know
Pocahontas
this.
count?
Pocahontas counts. Pocahontas is a princess. Like when you buy like Disney princess figurines and stuff, she's one of them. Yeah.
Skeptical. I don't know.
You know,
I mean,
was in the package
technically,
of
she
princesses
doesn't
for my
have
kid.
a tiara or a crown, or she's just some
So
woman.
Joe,
out in
when
the
you
woods.
heard this about Snow White,
Yeah.
did you know that it wasn't mirror, mirror on the wall? Because even in the
No.
program, when I was in the Disney program,
Everybody, mirror, mirror on the wall, and just forget it, kids. The endless amounts of kids that always try to repeat that, and it's always
think that
mirror,
that's
mirror
like-
on the wall.
Do you think that that's like part of like the Disney like conspiracy stuff of like they didn't
Maybe
want
because
people
they
to
always
remember it
throw a
that
lot
way?
of shit like this in
Like,
there.
maybe they didn't
know.
want people to remember them saying magic mirror for some reason, like magic or like whatever. Like I don't know.
So something else with Disney that Joe, I don't know if you're even aware of this, but
What?
for the longest amount of time, people always remembered walking into the Disney park through the Disney castle, when in reality, the castle is
No,
in
it's
the park.
way in the back.
In the
Right,
back,
but
yeah.
here's the thing. You know, when you first walk in on Main Street, there's those tunnels. People
Yeah.
thought that was the castle because it had the picture of the castle above the entrance. That's not the actual castle, though. Yes, you walk
I
through
see.
those
I've only been there a
tunnels,
couple times in
and
recent
then you're
years, but I
in-
never
A
had
lot
that
of stupid
confused.
people out there, Danny.
Yeah, I never had that.
This is
confused.
just another one that I found. People thought that you walk through the castle, but actually the castle is on along Main Street in the center of
Yeah.
Disney World in Orlando.
Yeah, it's way back there. You got a far walk from the main gates to get to the castle. As far as
I would
remember.
hike that shit every day of
You
my
know,
life if it meant
I
I could
find
go
it-
back to
I just-
2011.
I find it kind of funny that a common like mistake or like misunderstanding turned into like it being called the Mandela effect.
It's
Like, how did it not be called the Jiffy effect? Or
Well, because I guess
you know
like,
what I
that
mean?
came out after with everything with Nelson Mandela.
I guess
and,
people
like,
started to notice things.
exactly like when his death came out and people were like, wait, I thought he died already, and like whatever. That's when they named it after him, just because of like that was when it became a
But
realization.
like, I automatically think of like, if someone says tomato, tomato. Oh well, I thought it was tomato or caramel, caramel.
Yeah.
Does that count?
I don't
mean,
think so. I think that's
I
just
don't think-
pronunciations.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But like, for
Okay,
instance,
fine, whatever.
Wait, going back.
Neil Armstrong died in 1986, and everybody thought he died in 1984.
I thought Neil Armstrong was still alive.
Well, there you go.
Isn't he the one that did the Tour de France and like the fake testicle and like?
No, Dick.
That's
That's the
Lance
guy who landed on the
Armstrong.
moon.
Oh,
Oh my God.
never
Yeah,
mind.
just
Yo,
like
same
1942
last name. I
when
mixed it
Joe
up. My
says
bad. My
Columbus
bad.
sailed.
I mixed it up. That was my bad.
Oh yeah. Well, what did I say? Like
Joe.
1963?
Yeah, he goes, Christopher Columbus sailed in 1942. I was like, Joe, no, man, it's
Yeah, I'm not the first one to
1492.
make a mistake. No, but wait.
I'm
So
only
going
human,
back-
Harry.
I just wanted to mention this, just not that it has anything to do with Mandela Effect, but like going back to like the Disney park and like whatever. To be honest with you, like Magic Kingdom is great. It's cool to take my kids to, but I'd rather go to Orlando Studios, like or Universal Studios. Like I think Universal is just so much better than Disney.
I haven't been to Universal in a minute. I think I was there last, maybe 2009. They have a lot of cool adult rides, but you will not get the same feeling emotionally or mentally when you walk into Universal opposed to when you walk into Disney. And Joe, you could vouch because you and I have been to both Disney World and Disneyland.
Yeah.
And that shit
Yeah.
is fucking fire.
Yeah, see, I've only been to the one in Orlando. I've never been to the other one.
Ugh, go,
That
my
one's
dude.
fucking cool
Go.
too, man.
Well, the other one is smaller,
Well,
but it's the
I also
original.
I also thought there was 52 states, so
Joe thought, he thought there was 52. Yo, you're not the only one. That's perfect example of another one. People thought there were 52 states when in actuality there's only 50. For those of you who are listening, there are only 50 states.
Is there not
of America.
51 now? I could have sworn I just read something that's 51.
No.
What are they
I don't
trying
think
to?
So 51. What was the 51st state?
I don't know. Who the fuck knows, bro?
Look that up. No, Puerto Rico.
No, they're trying to make DC, the District of Columbia, Washington, is going to be like part of the United States or some shit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. So here's another one, actually. You mentioned this before. Fruit of the
What?
Loom label.
I mean, when I seen this one, I don't remember it being in a basket.
Do you remember there being a cornucopia of fruit?
No.
Fruit of the Loom? So you always knew
No.
that it was just fruit spread
Yeah,
out.
just fruit spread out.
See, I guess growing up, my mother always bought me like Hanes underwear or guinea tees when I was a little kid. So I never had Fruit of the Loom. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why I thought that it was in a cornucopia. But Fruit of the Loom, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's does it have to do with advertising? Do they advertise it in a cornucopia?
I don't
or is it
know.
fruit laying out on a table somewhere?
I see. I still don't understand that. I don't understand. What does that even mean?
What do you mean?
I've found a recollection of a cornucopia. What does that mean? What is a cornucopia?
A cornucopia,
Cornucopia is like a freaking weird basket. I don't know. How do you even explain it?
Oh, so
the
like a
brown
fruit
wicker basket for Thanksgiving.
It's like yeah, but it's like in the shape of a horn.
Yeah,
It's like a hollowed horn.
they have like corn, squash,
Oh, yeah.
vegetables.
Which
and
I don't
stuff.
know how anybody
Okay, I know
mistaken
what you're
Hey,
talking about
a
now.
cornucopia in a
Who the
freaking
fuck invented a cornucopia? Why is it called the cornucopia?
yeah. I hate that name.
I was just
I'll
gonna
gotta
say
figure
who
that
invented
out.
the word.
Cornucopia. So another thing, while we're on the topic of animated, Looney Tunes is actually
Oh my god, it's another one. I mean, but this is not.
it's not Looney Toons as in tunes
Just-
like cartoons. It's Looney Tunes Tunes as in
See,
like melody.
It's funny
the
because when you
reason why
said that,
that-
I feel like that's like the GIF one, like where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see that. But like if you would have showed it to me the other way, I wouldn't have even noticed.
You would, but yeah, if you would have saw Looney Tunes Oons, you would have thought that went with it. But Looney Tunes is actually the reason why they call it Looney Tunes is because of Merry Melody. Do you remember before? You know that the melody they had before the cartoons?
Yeah.
That's the production agency was called Merry Melody, and that's why they put tunes Tunes instead of Toons
Gotcha.
as a little hey, what's up, good looks, how you doing, thank you.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't think that one really is considered a Mandela effect, is it?
You both
Looney
thought it was
Tunes
tunes
ones?
at one
I was
point.
like, yeah, I mean, if people remember it or they're like, if you heard it and they're like,
But that's just
"No,
like a
it's
common
like, yeah,
that's
that
just
would
a
be that."
misspelling of something. That's it. It's like
Misspelling.
tomorrow. I always spell tomorrow Tom, not Ta.
Yeah, but Joe, when you text me, you write tomorrow, like
Tomorrow, right, tomorrow.
T-O-M-W. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
But all right,
It's my accent, bro.
Common misspelling. Bernstein beers. No, what? Bernstein Bears or Bernstein Bears?
We'll see. Either way, I mean, it's pronounced the same as the Bernstein Bears. But yeah, the
Well,
spelling
I mean,
was where they like said
if you're
whatever.
Jewish,
But see,
it's Bernstein.
can I
But
be
if-
honest with you? I've heard the Berenstain Bears actually like recently on the radio on 97. People were talking about different things about this, like with the spelling and like this and that. I've never seen the Berenstain Bears. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what
Yeah,
the
I don't
show
know
is.
either.
I've never
It's
heard
a
of it
book
before.
and a cartoon. Really?
Apparently, it was
Never
so
seen.
popular when I was a child. Never, not once heard of it.
Me and Joe know a girl named Jay Bernstein, and we used to
Yo,
always
JB, what up?
and
Miss you.
I miss her too, man. She was good people.
Good peoples.
But she would
Special
have-
peoples.
she had the book of the Bernstein Bears, and when she showed me this, it was Bernstein Bears, not Bernstein, because her last name is Steen, Stein. And I was like, "Oh shit, you're popular." She's like, "No, dick, you're spelling it wrong." So I was like, "Oh, okay, my bad." But yeah, it was a book. They have a bunch of kids books and a bunch of cartoons about it. Like it's early 90s though.
Apparently, from what I looked up on that, is the conspiracy on that is that they actually changed the spelling of the name at one point. So like that when they first came out, it was spelled one way and then it was spelled differently at another point in time.
Really?
But I don't know if that's true or not.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that was for.
Yeah.
So what else do we got to talk about?
Wait. Hold on a second. I'm looking now. You're telling me Mona Lisa is not frowning?
Yeah, I see. I always thought that too. That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
now that I
kinda
think about it,
difficult.
I always remember her having like just like a straight little,
Right.
straight lips,
Well, if that's a
regular
difficult
face,
one,
a regular face.
because also, if I'm not mistaken, if the picture's hanging on the wall, you could be next to it, in front of it, to the side of it. She's always staring at you. She's always looking at you. Same thing with the lip, because of the way Leonardo da Vinci painted it. She's either very sad or very happy. It could be either way.
I mean, it clearly to me, looking at it now, looks like she's smiling.
I mean, well, back then in paintings, and then later on in life in photographs, nobody would ever smile. You would just keep a straight face. So that's why if you look at it again, she could be frowning or she could be smiling.
No way. Not even close.
It's like a little smirk. Of course, man.
Yeah, I feel like that could just be something that's like confused.
Right, but the little things here on the side of your lips, they're up, not down, not even straight.
Well,
They're up.
check out that photo again. It doesn't show.
I'm looking
any-
at
I
it.
mean, she doesn't look happy.
I'm
like
looking at it.
She looks pretty happy to me, bro. She looks like she's chilling. Like she's
Yeah.
been sitting there for 8 hours while this dude paints her.
What's the matter, Lady Madonna? Nobody's painting you, bitch.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I was never like that big into art anyway, so like it's not something that I really like have seen that much. For me, I was more surprised about the Mr. Rogers theme song.
Oh my god! What
yo.
about the Mr. Rogers
I
theme
grew
song?
up on that shit.
So people say that it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't
Tell
you
me
be
something
my
different.
neighbor.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
No, he doesn't say
Yes,
that.
Crazy
it's in
shit,
his
bro.
neighborhood because he's talking about his
Where
output on
he's
life
at.
and this and that, and like
Yeah.
exactly like that's where he's like relaying it to. So a lot of people say that, and even in the new cartoon that came out, the Tiger, Daniel's Tiger. Daniel's Tiger is based off of Mr. Rogers. And so it's a cartoon for kids. I'm sure you guys don't know, but it's like a newer cartoon that's for kids. And his song in the beginning says, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." And that's the song. But it says not this. And it's actually this. Yeah.
Fucking wild, man. So now this brings me to a question of like what you mentioned before, Joe. How can so many people in the world think one thing when it's actually another thing? Like Febreze, the spray, the cleaning thing, or what? I don't know, Frank. What's Febreze? How do you describe Febreze? It's a spray that just smells good on like cloth and stuff when you're cleaning.
A deodorizer.
A deodorizer. Thank you. I knew you.
Right, for cloth material.
Yeah.
It's not 2 E's. It's only 1 E.
Who
Nobody gives a shit about that, I guess.
I was saying, who thought it was 2 E's? Like, I don't know what.
But that's what I'm saying. Where did you find this that people thought it was that?
This is another factor of the Mandela effect. And there's a bunch of them that we're not even listing because I don't even know.
This
I
Mandela
kind of just like
effect.
could put
I
together.
think this
like,
is just a
some of the ones-
freaking mind teaser, man.
See, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was just about to say. I just put together.
I think someone made this up to fuck with you.
Mind. Like I put together some of the ones that I was like, oh my god, like wow, like you know what I mean, and put some that were like related to us because of
The
our
sky's
age and, like,
white,
stuff like that.
not blue.
But like, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think it's honestly just a mind fuck thing too. I think it's just people that, you know, not everybody remembers everything the right way. Sometimes you have an influencer, right? You have someone that's like famous or like whatever that repeats something too. So it's like, okay, something was in a movie quote, but then you have like a famous person that quotes that movie quote and their video goes viral nowadays or something like that. And it makes people remember it a certain way. Meanwhile, they just messed up one word. Perfect example. You know the thing that was there's like the two guys that are across the thing from each other, and he's like, hey, what's your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony. You know
What's
that
your
video?
name?
Yeah.
Frank.
So
Fuck you,
there's
Frank.
actually the original video is actually one way, and then people like remade that video, and then it got re-remembered in like a shorter, different way to where like it wasn't the exact same dialogue. And there's actually two different ones up there. And like the first one, the original one, is fucking hilarious. The second one, because I know the first one, just isn't as funny to me because of like whatever. But that's a perfect example too, where somebody just, not even necessarily that somebody didn't remember it the same way, but somebody else posted it where it got just equally as famous, and then people just remembered that one because it was more relevant or newer or whatever. So I feel like some of these things,
So it's like the game telephone, where you say something, you pass it to me, I say it to Joe.
The story's going to change 100 times
exactly.
over.
So in the aspect of like the Darth Vader things, the Mr. Rogers things, and things
I'm
like
sure
that,
people
that's
just saying,
people
Luke, I am your father.
Exactly, and that's just people remembering it differently because of what they heard over the years. But
Right.
C-3PO, that motherfucker was all gold. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro,
that everything.
That and Curious George, man. I'm like,
Convinced
like he had a
that
tail.
this is a lie.
He had a tail.
So out of the ones that we named today, give me like one or two of the ones that blew your mind that you weren't aware of.
C-3PO.
Yeah,
Without a
C-3PO.
doubt. Yeah.
I think Joe's probably going to pick the Curious George one.
Definitely Curious George.
Well, we
man. I was a
went over
big
that.
Curious George fan. I had
And
stuffed
the
animals, the
Monopoly guy.
books.
You had a
everything.
stuffed animal?
And you
Hell
didn't
yeah,
know he
bro.
didn't have a
Did he have a tail?
I don't even remember, bro.
Wait,
I don't
is
even
there-
remember.
There are some
Now
type of
I'm like
monkeys that
playing
don't
tricks
have
on
tails
myself.
too,
I'm like,
right?
did he have a tail?
Like, aren't there certain monkeys that don't have tails too? Like, I don't think
Yeah,
apes have tails. Or
chimpanzees,
like
bro.
chimps. Yeah, chimps don't have tails. So maybe he was a chimp, and that's why.
Listen.
So there was one more that I wanted to talk briefly about. The movie Kazam. Do you remember that?
No, it's just
yeah.
No,
it's Kazam.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
The dick.
Oh.
The movie Kazam with Shaq, who was the genie. People thought Sinbad
Mm-hmm.
was a genie in the movie Shazam, but that wasn't the case. Shazam is a new movie that came out, superhero, DC, whatever.
Yeah.
But Kazam was Shaq back
Also,
in like 93 or 94.
Man,
or
Shaquille
something
It was
like that.
actually
O'Neal
two
is a
mismemories.
freaking
where, like, they
genie.
thought it was actually two mismemories to where they thought Sinbad was in a movie when he was a genie, where he was young, whatever, back in the day, and then there was the other one where it's actually called Shazam, not Kazam, because of the new movie that came out. So they're actually two different, separate Mandela effects for the same like movie.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't
Good
know.
stuff, man.
But all right, so yeah, that's it. The Mandela effect, pretty dope. Who's to say
Mandela
now
effect.
in 10 years from now, when we look back, we'll be like, no, I could have sworn that happened on this day. How many other thousands of people are gonna go about it and think
right? Or how
differently?
about this? How about like one day when they're like, "Oh, this is remembered this way." We're like, "No, we even said it on our show," and then we're gonna go back and listen to it and be like, "Oh, damn it! it was this way."
said that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know,
like for instance,
I'll tell you for what.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go
No, I
ahead.
have a feeling we're gonna say the same thing.
No, we weren't going to say the
I
same
think we
thing.
were.
Go ahead.
You go
So if you
first.
say what I'm about to say, then I'm going to be mad that I let you say it first.
Say
You
it.
say it first. I ain't saying it.
Say it, Joe.
I ain't saying it. All right. So
What?
for all our viewers, could you be experiencing your own Mandela effect right now? Now, you think Frank opens up our podcast episode every week, but clearly it was me today. So If
So
you
think about it.
think about it. Was it actually me opening up for our podcast every week, or was it actually Frank,
Or was it me?
or was it Danny Shia LaBeouf?
Oh,
Could have been him also.
If we have some true viewers out there, you're gonna question yourself and be like, "Holy shit! I remember hearing Shia LaBeouf say the opening."
Yeah, go
Or
back
some
and
of the people
listen.
that give
What
us
are you gonna
feedback
say?
and comments are just gonna be like, "You guys are stupid."
You guys are
Unless
funny.
you have to go re-listen
You ain't
to the-
tricking me.
That's it. Go re-listen.
No, but yeah, so I know this was a shorter episode. I always take the time to do this, but I guess I could take the extra minute today. Guys, please, we're doing great on Facebook and this and that. We're at like
Why you keep
almost like
saying
400.
guys? We have women that listen to us too.
Everyone, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Well,
it's just
I feel
it's
that
just a-
you're
pre-programmed. I don't know. I don't know. It just always comes out that way. But
too much
everyone.
testosterone in your mouth.
Everyone, please, yes, we're up to like almost 400 followers on Facebook. Please hit that follow button on Facebook, Instagram as well. Specials to nothing. We're also on Twitter,
We're on Twitter,
TikTok. Yeah,
Just
we're
go
on
to
Twitter.
any platform and type in our name. We're there.
Anything,
We're
especially
there.
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook,
We're there.
Spotify, Apple Music. We appreciate you all. Thank you for listening.
We got a
Follow,
spot
share,
everywhere.
like. Tell us what you want to hear. Send us the email,
Yeah.
specialistofnothing@gmail.com. We'd love to talk about
We'll
nothing
do
and everything.
episodes on specifically you guys. Oh, I'm glad you actually just said that, because so we'll do episodes specifically on you guys, or we will give shout outs and stuff too. So we actually did have someone that commented on our newest episode that I posted out.
Like
So
the rubber trays and like they show you how they make
sorry.
everything.
So we posted out the microdosing and psychedelics episode, and we had this guy that posted us like 3 very long comments. I'm not going to read all of them
Who is this
because
guy?
they are very long, but he was talking about like the Lord's Prayer and the laws of psychedelics, sacred teaching of DMT, like all this stuff. He went through like a whole bunch of information.
Frank, I think he's trying to sell you drugs.
No, I mean, he definitely was into the episode. He was like a definitely like heavy, like church goer, like, into God. Like I'm not very
Spiritual.
religious. Yeah. So
Okay,
I'm not
cool,
very
cool.
religious. So like, I can't like relate on that, but he was definitely into, cause a lot of the stuff he was saying on that, but he definitely had a lot of information on a lot of the drugs and stuff we were talking about. Things and like certain things, like he actually said the following substances are not psychedelics, and MDMA and certain things were actually in there that we talked about that we thought. So I know, again, guys, we are the specialists of nothing. We do
Yeah,
not claim.
guys, only
Yeah,
guys, guys
And,
only,
and
no
if
women.
and if you
Everyone-
got,
I'm
if
sorry,
everyone has additional information on any of these topics that we talk about, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll always revisit these. We can always come back for another episode and talk more
Exactly.
facts and things that we didn't know or we should have brought up.
No,
Absolutely.
exactly, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is
So,
we're
do
the
you wanna
specialists
give this
of
guy a
nothing.
shout
We
out?
don't have a.
Yeah, the guy. He did. The guy.
Well,
That
yeah, I
guy.
was. I don't know
The
his
guy.
actual
You don't know the guy, but that guy that wrote 3 pages.
We'll leave him anonymous for
comments.
now.
It
We'll leave him
says
anonymous
just.
for now.
It says just the messengers. That's like his like
the
YouTube
Lord.
name.
All
It
right,
says just the
YouTube
messengers.
just
We'll
the
call him the
messengers.
Lord.
Thank you very much.
The Lord. Thanks.
But like
Lord.
he has a lot of videos.
Thank
he has
you,
a lot
my
of
Lord.
videos on psychedelics and spirits and deaths and this and that and like whatever. So like,
All right, cool.
but either way, the point I was just gonna make is exactly that, guys. We are the specialists of nothing. We're not specialists actually. So we don't always hit the
Yeah,
right.
we
things
specialize
or-
in absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so we don't
Literally
actually
Or
nothing.
always
pretty
hit.
much anything. I don't
We're
really
pretty
know.
much, I don't really know.
We don't always hit and pinpoint the exact right
We
information
try
or
to get
whatever.
our
But
facts straight, but
We're
it's
just
about
here
opinions.
talking shit.
exactly. But if you
We're
guys
talking shit.
if you guys give us your opinions, give us your comments, whatever, we will shout them out. We will talk about it. So yes, shout out to this guy. But yeah, that's pretty
Lord.
much it for.
Thank you very much,
Mandela.
everybody. Have a lovely week. Enjoy your time here on this earth.
Peace out.
In
Peace
this
out.
universe, not the
See you
ultimate
next week.
universe.